Question our accountants often get asked is, if you're living overseas as an Aussie expat, what do you get taxed on? And how will the Australian government know what you earn? And can you just lie about it?
Yeah, well, up until recent years, the only thing that was subject to tax in Australia, if you are a genuine Aussie expat, and that is someone that is intending to live overseas for more than 2 years and has genuinely relocated their life. Okay, you're only taxed on Australian activity, and basically the only real thing that is if you've got a rental property in Australia. So for 99.9% of people, it would only be the rent that they receive on their property. Now, if you received a director's fee, or if you did some wages when you were on holidays, then that would also be subject to tax. So earnings that you had in Australia, but anything you earned overseas would be excluded. You know, dividends from shares are excluded, capital gains on shares are excluded. You know, it's basically just your property, both income and capital gains, that is the main consideration. You know, so you don't need to worry about the government coming and getting you. They're not trying to. They don't. You know, they're not pretending to try and tax you on this. They're trying to say, are you really overseas? So nothing is changing in regards to that, and you don't have to declare. Now, having said that, the only thing to bear in mind that they do need to know your income for is if you did have any university loans. So if you've got any loans under the old HEX scheme for old people like me, or help for the younger people like you, Julie, you know,
HEX.
they do have the right now. They changed the rules a few years ago to say that they would assess your help repayment based on your offshore income. So only if you have a help loan do you need to submit your income to the Australian authorities, and they calculate your repayment on the offshore income. It is not a tax, but it is a method of calculation of what you have to pay back under your loan scheme for university. That's the only time you have to declare your income if you're genuinely living abroad.